Hey everybody, I'm Stacy and today I am making one of my husband's favorites, bread. My grandfather loved it. It's crusty on the outside and chewy on the inside, and it's super easy to do, and you don't even have to knead it, which I kind of enjoy kneading my dough, but you don't have to do it. So there's not a whole lot of hands-on time, just some time waiting for it to rise. So let's get started. Really the main ingredient is flour, and then you've got yeast and water and salt, and that's really about it. So I'm going to take you through the process of this. The first thing that I did is I put a 1/4 cup of water, and it's between 110 and 112 degrees of water, and about 1 teaspoon of salt. 1 teaspoon of yeast. So that has already risen in here. It's been about 10 minutes. The next thing that I do is just put plain old all-purpose flour into my bowl, and I'm doing 3 cups. So it is just this simple. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt to that here in a minute so that it will give it a little bit of flavor, but you'll definitely want to mix the salt up, because if you don't, it can kill the yeast mixture. So there's 3, and then about 1.5 or so teaspoons of salt, and I'm just going to get that really good and mixed in here. And then I'm going to add the yeast and the water. So the yeast mixture and the water mixture. So here they go in at the same time. And I want to get all of that yeast, so I'm just going to add a little bit of water in there and get all of that out. So this will be a little bit of a shaggy mess. I'm going to get my hands in here in just a second. You're going to let this rise overnight, and in the morning, or 8 hours anyway, and in the morning when you get up, it will be ready to dump out onto a piece of parchment paper, and you can start your oven at that time at 450 degrees. So this is really just a super simple recipe to do. Right now, I'm gonna put a towel over this, and this is gonna sit on my counter until 8 hours is up. It can be 8 to 18 hours. So it's okay if it's not exactly 8 hours. So now I am going to dump out one that I already have that's been going overnight, and it's risen and it's beautiful, and I'm going to shape it into a ball. And as you see, it's going to be a little bit sticky, but you don't have to knead it, but you're just going to shape it into a ball, which is really, to me, kind of a fun little process. So you just kind of stretch it and bend it over, and it's just going to get really pretty and smooth on the top. It didn't look smooth a minute ago, but the more you kind of stretch this out, the smoother that it gets. Okay, and the reason that I'm going to be putting it on a piece of parchment paper is after this has risen for about an hour, I'm just going to completely pick up my parchment paper and put it inside my Dutch oven. All right, so that looks good. As you can see, it's nice and smooth here on the top. Okay, so I'm going to let that sit and rest, and I will see you back here in an hour. All right, so I have let the dough rise for an hour. I've got my hot Dutch oven, and I am going to lift this beautiful ball of dough into the Dutch oven, just like so, and I'm going to cover it, put it back in the 450 degree oven for 30 minutes. Then I'm going to take off the lid and let it stay in there for another 15 minutes. And then we are going to get to feast on some amazing bread. I cannot wait to show you that. Well, we're back, and it is time for the big reveal. Okay, so it's been in the oven for 45 minutes, 15 minutes of the end, the top was off, and there you go. Is that beautiful or what? Okay, so I'm traveling with this today. I've got some lasagna here. I've got a salad done, and now I've got my bread. So I'm gonna just go ahead right now. It will not get soggy, no worries. I have a friend that told me that she did this. She sells bread every morning at a farmer's market on Saturdays. She wraps it up after she makes it into saran wrap and then into foil, and she puts it in her freezer or a freezer bag. And she waits to the Saturday the morning when she's gonna sell it, gets it out, warms it up, and it's perfect. So she said, go ahead and you can put it into the freezer even when it's warm. So don't forget to subscribe to me at StacyLynnHarris.com and follow me on YouTube and Facebook, and I'll talk to you soon.